Okay, this is a wrap 3 pull 2 around an object with webbing. So we're going to tie a water knot. So you start off with doing like an overhand knot. Make sure that it's dressed nice and neat so that it's not twisted around. So it looks like a nice little pentagon. You want to have a good amount of tail, so like 8-10 inches is nice. So then you take the other strand and wrap it around your object. So you're going to do if you're going to do a wrap 3 pull 2, then obviously you would wrap around 3 times. You want to make sure that there's no twists in your webbing so that it's as strong as possible. Okay, so then you have your 3 wraps, and you want to basically retrace this strand so that your other tail end comes out on this side. Okay, so it's all cleaned up. Now we're going to feed it through, and it's best to feed it through on the outside because it's easier to retrace it around. If you try going through the inside, it's going to be a pain in the butt. So loosen that up a little bit, retrace it. You want to give yourself like 1.5 feet so that you can retrace it and still have a good 8 to 10 inches of tail. So you've retraced it all the way through. It's nice and clean, there's no twists. You just kind of cinch it down on itself. Okay, so now we have these wraps. There's really no significant twists in it. And what you want to do is this strand that the knot was on, that's going to be the one that you leave up against the object. And you want it facing forward so it's easy to inspect. It's easy to tell that the knot's been done when you're doing your safety check and that it's been done correctly. So we have enough tail on both sides and it's cinched down tight enough that it's not going to slip much. If you want to, you can do an overhand safety knot on either side to make you feel better about everything. Some will say that it's not necessary. You can do one on one side as well. So you can do those, bunch them up against the main water knot as close as possible. Okay, so now for a wrap 3 pull 2, you would pull the other 2 strands so that the first strand is butted up against your anchor, and it's facing forward and easy to inspect. And you also know that the strength decrease by tying a knot is not going to be really affecting the webbing because there's so much friction going around the back side of it that there's not a lot of tension on the knot. So now you have your 2 strands of webbing that you can clip into. You want to make sure that you don't go tighter than 90 degrees on your legs between the anchor point, because the tighter you go, the more strain it puts on your anchor and on your webbing. So a deeper V is better. 90 degrees is optimal, but deeper like this is fine.